Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Peter Kennedy, Kennedy's Garage, Portlaw. What have we got today? A Volvo V40. I think she's 1.6 diesel. Chap came into me and he has the check engine light illuminated, and he said it just went into limp mode and he has no power as per se. Out I come. Let me put it down there. Sorry, glare guys. Okay, fast code scan on the car. We have a P00BD. Mass or volume airflow A, circuit range or performance airflow too high, general fault component, no subtype information. The gist of I was going to actually flip the camera around, but I am quite dirty. I'm at heavy stuff this morning, so you don't want to see this dirty facade. If we have an airflow numbers too high, a general pointer for any of you is going to be most likely we have an intake air leak somewhere. So if we have an airflow meter buried out there and it's taking in a certain volume of air that's in theory going to go into 1.6 diesel engine at 1,000 RPM, and then it's going to have a kind of a certain volume at 2,000, certain volume at 3,000. If then an EGR valve opens, it's going to have, you know, a certain reduction and blah 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 blah. As far as certain components are operating or whatever, the volume of air should be kind of specific or specified. Now, once I see it too high, straightforward, this is a simple little video, but I'm only giving any of you pointers if it's not as easy. The minute I go to take off, when I see that, the first thing enters my head, and I'll show you my dirty head again. First thing enters my head is there's air escaping somewhere. So there's more air coming into the turbo, then the turbo is putting it out under pressure, and we most likely have a leak somewhere, giving us a so there's bigger volume being brought in, which is being squirted out into the atmosphere, and the airflow meter reading is reading incorrect. If I put ye out here and listen, minute you take off, you can hear a whoosh or a wish, and by hearing that wish straight away, I am kind of pointing out and seeing that to myself before I even pull into the workshop that I'm most likely going to have a intake leak somewhere. What kind of an intake leak could I have? 1 minute guys. Okay, we can jump out here and get a little fast look in here. These yokes can kind of catch me sometimes. There. Where do we have? I know of old on this car. I do work on this car, so I would know a bit about it. God. I'm wondering, I know there has been cracks in that pipe for a period. I'm only looking for some oil residue somewhere. Okay, I thought maybe we were going to find something fast and easy in that one. We're not going to. We're going to be broken or split somewhere else. Okay, I'll do a little bit more digging, find out where we're going to have this leak, see what I can find, okay? Yeah, we'll go hunting a little bit. I couldn't see anything guys, I could see these cracks, but it wasn't leaking from there. I had no oil residue that I could see anywhere fast and easy. So I resorted back to bringing her in and doing a smoke test on it. When I smoke tested it, what I had is I had a load of smoke coming out here, but this is not the pressure side of it. So this is only the air in, which would in theory give me lower than expected airflow fault. So if I was getting air migrating in here rather than through the air filter and past the airflow meter, I would get a below parameters fault where I have above parameters fault, which in theory is giving me the identification that it's on the boost side, so on the pressure side. So it's going to be in theory coming out of here, up, around, looks good, back over, back down, pipe heading just down, around and into the intercooler. I don't have visual on the intercooler here. Up into that pipe, and then there's another little plastic pipe in there, but it's so solid, it's not the problem anyway. I'm going to advise changing that, even though it's intact, but there is cracks in it. What I found when I was smoke testing it, that I also had smoke down here, and I suppose identification purpose, you'd nearly see it You can see where we have oil residue just down there, but it could be coming from an oil filter, because the oil filter is, and in there you have an oily residue mark on the bottom. What am I going to try and show? The borescope hanging down around here, and I'm hoping that maybe I can twist it around to an area that maybe, yeah, we can kind of, I'm not showing it now very well. You can actually see it right there. Okay, so it's just on the back of the actual intercooler pipe, running from that aluminium pipe down around over, so that pipe there, and into the intercooler. I'm going to try and locate or identify one of these things and see if we can get a price on it. But it is a pretty easy job. The only pointer is basically on showing that when the airflow is above the desired parameters, it's most likely going to be an intercooler pipe split, that the turbo is forcing out air from some space, which in turn gives me an increased airflow meter number, airbox, which is sitting there. But that's that anyway. Maybe I'll show you me sticking on this pipe, but maybe not. Maybe you don't want to see that, but it is just that pipe split. Face is slightly washed. We'll have to do for now a little fast video. I'll stick in the pipe and then I'll do a close up on it. Have our Volvo V40 up on the lift. We have a new pipe in here, bolted up. I'll show you the splits in a moment. We also renewed the opposite side one that had the hairline cracks in it. Sitting over here is the new one with the hairline cracks in it. Sitting here is the one that I had a problem finding, so it's split down there. Part number, this one that was down low underneath the alternator was dealer only. There's a part number for the dealer only one. The opposite one I was able to get spurious or aftermarket. Gates number, and there's a part number for the Gates one, and that sits on the gearbox side. So that's that one. No, sorry, I'm wrong. That sits on the alternator side. That's the Gates one in there on the alternator side, and the OE one is on the gearbox side. Sorry, I was getting my sides mixed up. But anyway, that's it. Gonna get this together, give it a drive, see what happens. Okay guys, under trays fitted back on, 2 pipes as you've seen bolted in. I've just cleared faults with my topped on. Actually Alan's topped on battery went flat in my Tink car. Using it actually quite robustly there today, but I'm going to go for a drive sequence here. This is the first pull out on the road. I had to pull out of the gate of the garage, but we'll go. There we go. We are back. Happy days. That's that done, guys. Man going at the stop of the crossroads here, but that our start stop is back operating as well. 1 second, I'm just going to pull in off the side of the road just to close up. Simple, straightforward video, lads, but all I'm pointing out on this occasion is if I drove it, I would have heard. But if you can't hear that shh, and you see an airflow above desired parameters, it's always the turbo spooling pressure, a leak somewhere, and that pressure getting out. So the volume of air getting past the airflow meter is greater than what would be expected or desired, okay? For this one, lads, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next cartoon. Volvo V40 with 198,000 kilometers on our intercooler pipe, split and part numbers. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.